and welcome back to the No Dig Norfolk Gardener. In today's programme, we want to be planting out our cabbages and our calabrese that we sowed about 4 weeks ago. See that these brassicas have grown on really quite nicely. They are a little over 4 weeks old now, and what we're going to show you in today's video is how we actually plant them out into their final growing positions, and then what we do after that once they're in there. What we shall be doing is to be planting some of them from our modules where they're growing. Also, we want to show you that they can grow equally as well when you use things that you readily find about the house. Old coffee cups, toilet roll holders. And you can see these plants are looking really quite good, healthy, and ready to go out there into our plots. Join us in plot 1. And we're going to be concentrating on bed 2. And bed 2 will have brassicas in it. Principally, it's going to have a row of calabrese and a row of Savoy cabbage. Now, the cabbage that we're going to be planting, they will be the only cabbage that we will have as we enter the summer. We don't need too much cabbage in the summer. We prefer to eat our Savoy cabbages during the autumn and winter period, but we do like to just have a row so that we have 1 or 2 to have during the summer months. Our principal brassica of greens that we like to eat over the summer months is actually calabrese. It doesn't particularly like the cold weather of winter, especially once the frosts come. But for those of you that follow our channel, you'll know that in plot 4 here we had calabrese running down here. We had the nice big central heads during the month of October. But then we left those plants in here, and over that winter period it kept sending up through little shoots that we were able to pick and enjoy between the end of November and it was actually only February when we took those out, wasn't it? So quite a long time that we had quite a decent harvest of it. So what I'm also keen to show you is that, you know, if you use these methods, so if you don't have these cell trays like we have, and you need to be using things like cardboard cups, toilet roll holders, today I'm actually going to be planting these into our soil, because the one thing we do want to do is to follow through on what we say. And you're new to gardening and you use these methods, we want to show you that actually they work, and we're going to follow them all the way through to the end. Now what we're going to do is we have room enough for 6 cabbages or calabrese in each row. And I've dibbed my holes at 20-inch intervals in the rows, and they'll have 20 inches either way too. There's plenty of room to grow. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put 3 plants in from using the toilet rolls, middles that we put these plants into, and the other 3 I'm going to use plants from the module trays that we planted them into. Now I've got my trowel. That's Grandad and Charlie's. Charlie is my grandson. I want to make sure Grandad had a really good trowel. And the first thing we're going to do is just make this a little wider by just opening up the soil. And with these toilet roll holders, all we need to do is to pop those straight into the ground. Is that right, Poppy? Yes. And as we've been watering these over the last 4 weeks, you can see that the cardboard toilet rolls are actually starting to break down. You can see by the mould that's coming on them. When we finish planting these, they'll get another good water, and of course it will rain. This is the UK. It will rain for a vast majority of the year, and these toilet roll holders will break down and the roots will be able to find themselves into our no dig soil. As usual, we like to plant them nice and deeply so that we don't get too much stalk out of the ground, but equally nice and firmly. Brassicas do like a good firm soil in order that either the flower or the heart, if you're growing cabbages, or buttons if you're growing sprouts, are nice and tight and firm. As I say, for the other three, let's use the ones from our modules. Now, the first cabbage we're going to plant is a Savoy King, and this is one that we actually put into a coffee cup. So that's going to go right at the start of the row. And we'll just open up the soil a bit. And she's grown really lovely. No reason why that's not going to produce us a really lovely cabbage. So put that in there, and once again, nice, deeply and firmly. Now, the first three plants will all be Savoy King, and then the next three will be the Providence. And if you watched our video earlier in the year of the new varieties that we are looking to grow, Providence was one of them. It looks a really lovely cabbage, and I'm really excited to be growing it. Not least because I can buy the seed far cheaper than I can the Savoy King. The Savoy King, I get about 50 seeds for well over £3. Providence, I probably got 300 seed for the same amount of money. So really interested in seeing how they produce their cabbage, and hopefully Mrs. W is going to like that too.
I am fussy with my cabbage.
I say nothing. So now what we need to do is to make the cover so that we can keep all the birds, and later on, of course, the white cabbage butterfly off these brassicas. Now, for us, by putting these out now, we should be seeing a harvest of these during the month of June. So we'll just get the hoops over here. One thing I would say is that if you were using these and we were to get some more snow this month, probably a good idea for any cover that was over them is to remove that and actually let the snow fall, because it will eventually melt. because what it can do is to really crush these and break them, and then you've got to go and buy more blue piping. Just something that we've learned from experience. When the snow comes down really heavy, the weight of it on the netting pulls it down. It can really pull these down and break them. So yeah, if you know that you've got something like some heavy snow forecast and you've got covers over them, it's probably worth just removing the cover. You can always take the snow off the ground, but once these are broken, you're going to have to replace them with more blue piping. Now, our preferred covering for our brassicas is Enviromesh, and we've had this quite a while now. It lasts really well. Yes, initially it is more expensive, but as I say, it keeps really, really well. And that's our first calabrese and cabbages planted, and we look forward to their harvest come June. As you can see, we've made our cover, and that will keep the birds away, pigeons in particular. Later on in the year, of course, the focus will go on to the white cabbage butterfly, and again, you need to always keep those netted so that they can't land on your plants and lay their eggs, so that the caterpillars can eat all of your lovely greens. But for now, this is just going to keep the birds, and for us in particular, the pigeons that circle about here, because they do love their greens in the same way that we do. Now, if you like this video, do leave us a thumbs up. It's always great to get the interaction, just to see how people are liking the content that we're putting out there. And of course, if you haven't yet subscribed to our channel but you'd like to, then don't forget to hit that red subscribe button down below. And we shall see you next time, when we should be looking at planting out our potatoes. Till next time.